Cardano jumps 6%. Bitcoin's consolidation below 30K continues. Cardano and Solana charted the most impressive gains for the larger cap alts, while Bitcoin failed at breaching $30,000. Bitcoin jumped to above 31,000 but was quickly stopped in its tracks and is now back below the 30K line. Most altcoins are also relatively calm on a daily scale, with Cardano being among the few exceptions after a near 6% increase. Bitcoin failed at 30K. Last week turned out to be one of the most violent for the primary cryptocurrency in recent history, as it dipped to an 18th-month low of 25,300. Despite recovering several $1,000s, the week still closed in the red, making it 7 red candles in a row. This came even with yesterday's price increase to beyond $30,000. In fact, the asset jumped to a multi-day high of over 31,000, where it stood for a while but ultimately failed. The subsequent rejection drove itself by more than $2,000. In just a matter of time, Bitcoin slumped to around 29,500. As of now, it's a few $100 upwards and is close to the $30,000 mark. Bitcoin's market capitalization, which is down by over 100 billion in a week or so, now situated at 565 billion. Its dominance over the altcoins has increased during the most recent correction and it's above 44%. But before we continue to the news, make sure to have a look at Wolf Financial. Wolf Financial is a revolutionize the world of decentralized finance, a unique crypto project with the most innovative decentralized financial system that's going to revolutionize the blockchain space. The 𝙏𝙖𝙑 IDO will serve as the first step to your new financial future. They're only gaining momentum with the pre-sale happening on the 11th of August. Make sure to join the social media, which will be down in the description, and keep updated. Innovative DeFi platform, Wolf Financial is seeking to become a bridge for the old financial system to the new crypto economy. With multiple innovative yield-generating blockchain platforms already built and more currently under construction, the ecosystem that is going to revolutionize the blockchain landscape is ready. Don't miss out on an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get in early and know about it. Back to the news. First 7-week losing streak in history. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. Doom and gloom and overall sense of unease pervades the market ahead of the World Economic Forum. Bitcoin starts a new week under $30,000 as the battle to save the market from fresh lows rides on. After hitting its highest since the Terra Luna crash last week, the largest cryptocurrency, nothing less, continues to fail to reclaim the $30,000 mark as support. What could be in store this week? The potential for major upheaval from macro players. Notably, the United States Federal Reserve is shape-shifting this week ahead of the World Economic Forum. At the same time, internal crypto market pressure remains as the implications of Luna's collapse continue to play out. CoinGraph takes a look at 5 potential Bitcoin price movers for the coming days. Record weekly downside greets bulls. The sense of caution among traders is palpable this week after the past 7 days upended market expectations. When blockchain protocol Terra Luna and Terra USD, only named as USD, tokens employed, their decline ricocheted throughout crypto markets, and Bitcoin was naturally no exception. After dipping to near its realized price just below $24,000, BTC USD staged something of a VSwap recovery to bounce past $31,000 the following few days. That strength, however, now appears limited as $30,000 proves to be the stubborn level to win over for good. While the picture looks decidedly more reassuring than that of some altcoins, traders are keeping away from any firmly bullish price takes. A key narrative gaining traction revolves around current levels forming the basis of a relief bounce, which will ultimately end not just in rejection, but an attack on lower lows than those for last week. Crypto Tony tweeted, "This is for me the best case scenario on Bitcoin. Due to the rejection and free wave confirmation, we either drop to new lows from here or we complete the C wave flat, then pump once more. If you're a scalper, this will be heaven for you over the next few days." Just as bulls fought the trend for the past few weeks, I think bears about to deny or refuse any more upside. Popular Twitter account Income Shark said in part of two recent posts on the BTC USD outlook. It added that those only now flipping bearish, however, will get too stuck in their bias. Fellow crypto trader Crypto Tony meanwhile said that the pair needs to reclaim $31,000, not just $30,000, in order to continue higher thanks to the former market highs of the week's range. Zooming out, the picture hardly seems any less precarious than on hourly or daily timeframes. The weekly BTC USD chart, despite the modest recovery, closed its seventh red candle in a row on May 15, the first time in history that such an event has occurred. The week closed out at around 31,300 data from Cointelegraph, Markets Pro, and TradingView shows. Pondering whether protracted downside could continue much longer, even beyond 2022, Twitter account noted that leading into block subsidy halvings, Bitcoin has historically been far below all-time highs. As such, it would fit historical precedent for BTC/USD to trade significantly under $69,000 at the time of its next halving in 2 years' time. The DXY just won't quit as Davos looms. Last week saw the Fed grapple with inflation, rate hikes, and geopolitical strife, all factors that were ironically eclipsed almost immediately by Terra. By contrast, no announcements of such significance are expected this week, but the underlying tension have not gone away. As such, the Russian-Ukraine war, inflation and measures being undertaken to mitigate it remain the topic du jour for central banks around the world. This will no doubt be a major topic of the World Economic Forum as the 2022 event begins on May 22. The forum and the potential for Bitcoin-related sound bites from attendees, both positive and negative, will follow a different gathering this week in El Salvador, where representatives of 44 countries will discuss Bitcoin. Tomorrow, 32 central banks and 12 financial authorities, 44 countries, will meet in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, banking the unbanked, the Bitcoin rollout, and its benefits in our country. President Bukele confirmed on May 15. At the same time, the US dollar refuses to quit when it comes to strength versus major trading partner currencies. The US dollar index DXY, despite local consolidatory phases, remains in a firm uptrend which has denied bears at macro top for months. DXY hit 105 on May 9th, its highest since the week of December 9, 2002. At the same time, the euro is testing its 5-year low feeds the US dollar. Analyst blockchain backer tweeted as a part of a thread on the macro environment as it relates to crypto. The euro is a major component of the US dollar currency index DXY and historically has been acting inversely to the DXY. DXY traditionally pressures stock and crypto markets as well, the latter nonetheless showing correction structures already seen in bear markets, blockchain backer argues. So we have a lot of things happening here. Dow Jones below support breaks from last week, DXY in 20-year highs, Euro USD on support, altcoin market and Ethereum with similar correction structures seen before, but no coins are flying as if it's a reversal is in. The threat continues. Tether crawls back from 5% depecking. Regardless of upcoming events, it is the ghost of last week mayhem that is haunting the market on Monday. The aftermath of the collapse of Tether USD and Luna tokens is not yet fully understood, as data continues to trickle in about both the breakdown and the company's plans to mitigate the fallout. Some facts appear clear, yet have not been officially corroborated, such as mass selling of the Luna Foundation BTC reserves. Others remain rumors, notably mass insolvencies or organizations with Luna and USD exposure. What happens next is equally unclear, as the blockchain backer notes. No one knows for sure whether the sell off is done. Last week there was devastating hit on Luna and USD. We don't know the complications of this and who took collateral damage from it yet. It's summarized. Were there other treasuries exposed to this? Has LFG sold all of their Bitcoin reserves, or is there more left? We don't know. Attention is not just on USD, however, but on the industry's largest stablecoin by market cap, Tether. Saw its dollar peg slip last week, and despite there being no signs of a repeat USD performance, $1 USD still does not fully equal $1 USD as of May 16th. When things started hitting the fan for Terra USD, it started with a small slip, then spun out of control, blockchain backer added. As CoinGraph reported, Terra's creators have vocally defended USDT's ability to ride out the storm thanks to its structure being inherently different from USD and algorithmic stablecoins in general. Over the next few weeks, we'll start to know the full extent of damage as reports of significant losses and collapses emerge. Crypto trading firm QCP Capital told Telegram channel subscribers in its latest update on May 13th. In spite of the carnage, however, we are heartened by the resilience we've seen in particular segments of crypto. Luna continues to see uncontrolled volatility, making it all but impossible to chart on any time frame, and at the time of writing on May 16th, traded at 0.00023 on Bitfinex. Analyst institutions stepping up to buy. Is anyone buying Bitcoin? Data says that the answer to this is a firm yes from certain market segments. In analyst released on May 16th, King Young CEO analyst platform CryptoQuant highlighted interest from institutional investors as a key phenomenon of Bitcoin between $25,000 and $30,000. He explained that while the Luna debacle has forced bids down towards $25,000, overall bids had remained the same for a year. Not only that, but those bids could now be mitigating the sell-offs related to Terra. If you see the Bitcoin USD underbook heat map for Coinbase, it's pretty thick bid walls since the latest bear market in May 2021, he noted. I think institutions tried to stack Bitcoin from 30k but had to rebuild the bid walls as 25k due to the unexpected LFG selling. An economic chart shows how events played out on Coinbase. The exchange that Key says received the bulk of Terra-related funds for sale. As CoinGraph reported, meanwhile, the world's first Bitcoin spot price exchange traded fund, ETF, added a record intraday amount of Bitcoin to its assets under management last week as two Australian ETFs began operating. Bitcoin address grow contrast sentiment wows. It is likely not surprising that crypto market sentiments remain on the floor, re- reflecting nerves over price stability. The crypto fear and greed index firmly in extreme fear territory this week at 14 out of 100. Having historical bottom territory last week, the recovery has been conspicuous, less robust than the original fall, which took the index from 27 to 10 in 5 days. Behind the scenes, however, all may not be bleak as it seems. Data from on-chain monitoring firm Sentiment last week shows that amid the chaos, unique Bitcoin addresses continue to grow. The silver lining is the minus 33% drop the past 3 weeks is that Bitcoin addresses actively has remained steady. It wrote in its Twitter comments. The divergence between addresses and price is at a 16-month high. So, looking at this article, there's a lot of doom and gloom, but there's a lot of great opportunities as well. The biggest Bitcoin wallets just keeps on growing. So, if you're a retailer, why are you selling? Is the dip done? It might not be, but we do see strong support in the $25,000 range. What are you doing with your Bitcoin? Are you selling or are you holding? Where do you see the future? Leave me your comments and concerns down below, and remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Have a great one.